Hey guys, and today we're going to talk about iOS 6, one of several things that was previewed on June 11th, 2012 as part of Apple's WWDC developer keynote. Now, there's so much to talk about. I've got the web page open here beside me, so hopefully I don't miss anything. I can't remember if I already said or not. So in this video we're going to talk about iOS 6, the next version of iOS. So let's get started. The first thing I want to say is lots of people are probably were looking for an iPhone 5 from this event. That didn't happen. It was just software on the iOS side, as a lot of people speculated. So there's a lot to get through. As I say, I've got the web page open beside me. There's over 300 new features, I believe. So we've got a lot to get through. The first thing I want to talk about is Apple introduced several new applications. So I figured we'd start there and talk about those first. One of them, as many people speculated, was Apple Maps. So gone are the Google Maps. The Google Maps app from the iPhone, and we've got a custom designed Apple Maps solution. Apple acquired a mapping company a couple of years ago, so we're now seeing the fruits of that acquisition. A lot of people speculated that this was going to happen, so it's no big surprise. Apple's mapping app has a lot of features that Google Maps on Android has. It has 3D maps. We've got turn by turn directions stock on the iPhone now, which is pretty cool. What used to be a unique benefit to Android devices, free turn by turn navigation, we now have that on the iPhone. So we've got turn by turn directions, 2D maps and 3D maps, and it's a custom design UI. Obviously by Apple you can get real-time traffic updates, and there's several cities around the world that it's going to be launching in, but yeah, I wouldn't expect it to be as fully featured as Apple Maps, as Google Maps when we first start off, but it's certainly getting there. Okay, continuing the trend of new applications, we got something called Passbook. I was confused by Passbook when it was first announced, but basically what it is literally a place to store all your passes, so boarding passes, movie passes, things like that you previously might have had separate applications for. So this puts them all in one place and lets you access them whenever you need to. So according to the website here, it says everything from retail coupons to loyalty cards. Passbook, it says here, has some hooks into geolocation data. So if you've, for example, got a boarding pass for a flight and you're late for the flight, or you leave the airport, it will alert you with push notifications, which is sort of cool. Okay, and next we also got some Facebook integration. It's the same as Twitter essentially, but there's some new sharing APIs, and obviously the option for Facebook, you put your Facebook and Twitter credentials in. There's a little panel in the settings, and you put your Facebook and Twitter credentials in, and so that's Facebook integration. FaceTime, we all know when FaceTime was first launched, they said Wi-Fi based for now, but will bring cellular later. So they brought cellular to that, and you can obviously do it between iPhone. Nothing big there. And they introduced some new neat features in the phone app, which was kind of nice to see, because even in the iPhone core functionality, like the phone, often gets lost. So what they did was they implemented a call me later feature where you can tell it to, if someone calls you but you're in a meeting, to automatically to set your reminder to call them later. So, and that obviously integrates with the Reminders app, so you don't have to set it all manually. That's nice. It also has a do not disturb feature, so you can flick the do not disturb switch, if you like, in the preferences, and that means if you leave your phone on at night and the SIM card's in, but you don't want to be called, the phone will still receive the call or the text message, but you won't get any kind of interaction from the phone, and that includes it won't light up. So that's kind of nice. So and then we have some nice enhancements to mail, a lot less than what people were expecting, really, to be honest. But we've got some enhancements to mail. You can set up a VIP inbox, which is basically just a priority inbox to put lots of messages, and you automatically get notifications when they come in, and mail's also got iCloud integration now, which is kind of nice. Safari, the latest version of Safari for the iPhone, undoubtedly there's some developer enhancements, which as time goes on, that's what I'll be interested to see. But from a user point of view, the main feature you've got is iCloud tabs, where you can now have a set of tabs open on one device, and you use iCloud to push them to any of your other Apple devices. That includes the Mac. So that's a really nice feature. You can also now on the iPhone have full screen landscape support, which as it's just it will get rid of the URL bar and allow you to view the actual web page full screen, which is kind of nice. And you also get some offline reading this feature, just so it'll sync the articles actually to your phone, which is kind of nice. And one thing I completely skipped over was, well, I didn't skip over it, but I got around to talking about it. Siri. Lots of people wanted enhancements to Siri, and didn't exactly come to fruition what everybody wanted. But Siri can now do more. It can tell you sports scores, which to me personally wasn't very interesting. But there you go. It can tell you sports scores. It works in more countries. There's some better Japanese support, which is a whole thing throughout the OS. There's better support for Chinese, and you can ask it about movies. That's the other thing, sports and movies, and it can launch apps for you now. So you can say you can push the button and say Siri launch Game Center, and it'll actually launch Game Center. It can also do the same for sports, movies, and restaurants. So a little more enhancement for Siri, not too much though. And you've also got, as part of Siri, it's now on the iPad, which a lot of people speculated how they would do the UI on the iPad. It doesn't take up the whole screen. It's just a little overlay bar. It's the same. It looks to be the same size as on the iPhone, but it's just a little overlay. So if you interested in that, that's how that went. A lot of new iCloud stuff in iOS 6 and in macOS 10, Mountain Lion in general. You can share you can actually share your iCloud photo streams with multiple iPhones now, which is kind of nice, and people can comment on them, and you can post messages to each other, and you get push notifications every time one comes in, and just that's just, to me, that's not a very exciting feature, but it's there nonetheless. And then there's something called guided access, which kind of has some better accessibility features, as it suggests. And like I said, there's more options for international users and international keyboard inputs, and some little customizations to find my iPhone and find my friends, but I'm not really gonna talk about that. And also, I didn't know this in the keynote, but according to this, the stores have been redesigned to allow you to keep track of stuff a little bit better and have more iCloud integration. So, according to this, and what I saw at the keynote last night, that's everything in iOS 6. What do you guys think? Are you pleased with what we got? Are you a bit underwhelmed? Do you not really care either way? I'm just be kind of interesting to have a discussion about this, because I know they're very polarizing events. I've already covered the new hardware that was announced, the new MacBooks, in a previous video, so I'll probably cover the Mountain Lion in a separate video yet too. But that's all I wanted to talk about. If you want some more stuff, visit my website. If you want some more of me, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed. Hope you like WWDC, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. And the manufacturing experience. That's why they that's why they got rid of the white MacBook in the first place. So they could bring back a MacBook, but I think that would confuse shoppers, and I don't quite know where it would fit into Apple's portfolio. Considering that they've spent so long cultivating the MacBook Air brand as the kind of consumer level product, and you could argue that although the power might not, the price tag certainly matches that, and matches also in terms of power what the old MacBooks used to offer. So yeah, and then we have the two ones left, the Mac Pro and the Mac Mini, where we're expecting the Mac Pro to either be killed, which I don't think is ever going to happen, because as the name implies, it's the de facto machine for professional customers, and professional customers, although there isn't a lot of them, they bring a lot of money to Apple. So I do not think Apple are going to kill off the Mac Pro. The iMac, which is the next powerful machine, although it may be powerful enough, it just doesn't have the customization options that the MacBook Pro does. The hard drive bays, the ability to have more than one super drive, the high powered graphics cards. It's missing all those things that MacBook Pro users. That's what Mac Pro users. That's what they buy Mac Pros for. Those features. So I don't think Apple are going to kill those off. I'd like to think in the Mac Pro would see a case redesign, because we haven't seen one for ages. But to be honest, I don't see as Apple really need to redesign the case of the Mac Pro. I think it's liked by the people that use it, and certainly easy to access all the different components. I don't see as much they can do with the Mac Pro without losing any of those customization options. They could make it a bit smaller, because it is a very big machine, but I'm not sure how possible that would be, because I heard some rumours from DRB UK actually saying that the reason Apple went to the larger fans for the most recent Mac Pro is that the larger fans actually reduce noise. So that's maybe the trade-off that Apple are going for there. Again, I'd love to see a solid state drive stock in the Mac Pro, but I don't think that's going to happen, because even for such a high power machine, at the low end, solid state drive is still just too expensive for that to be a viable option. Lastly, the Mac Mini. A rumour that I also heard from DRB UK is that the Ivy Bridge, Intel's new generation of processors, is can't be put in the Mac Mini for power consumption reasons. Obviously, the Mac Mini is in terms of footprint and case space, it's the smallest of the Mac computers, and it's also the one with the least fans. So there may be some problems with power consumption in reference to putting it into Mac Pro. For that reason, I'm not sure what Apple are going to do, because they could put in a modern Sandy Bridge chip, but I don't really see them doing that. Okay, so that's the computer over with. Just a few extras. We could see a new version of iLife, because I think the latest version of iLife is iLife 11, I believe, but and traditionally it's been on a two-year release cycle. Well, with everything going to the release cycle iOS, I would expect it to be on a yearly release cycle now. In terms of what we could see, I don't. I hope iMovie inherits some features from Final Cut Pro 10, because we know from Final Cut Pro 10 that it became more like iMovie, and and the professional users that loved Final Cut didn't really gel too well with the new version of Final Cut Pro. So I'm hoping that what they do is bring some of the features from Final Cut Pro 10 to iMovie where they're more comfortable, and make the next version of Final Cut Pro 10 more like it used to be. And so those are just my thoughts on the WWDC 2012. Obviously, there's a lot of rumours that we may see a new iPhone, the iPhone 6, new case redesign, all sorts of stuff flying about, 4G LTE, all largest display, loads of stuff flying around. You can't be in the tech community without hearing about the iPhone 5. Like I was saying, although I think we might hear things about iOS, I highly doubt we're going to see an iPhone 5 at this event. I think, like I said, it's a developers conference, so they're not going to focus too much on hardware that doesn't really pertain to developers. I mean, obviously it does, but not in the same way that a new operating system or software does. What I'd like to see is a split between hardware and software, but I don't think there can be an even split, because Apple just don't tend to do that. They tend to focus on one thing and really sort of focus on it. So those are just my thoughts on WWDC 2012. What do you think? Leave your thoughts down in the comments, and thanks very much for watching, guys. Sorry for the long and garbled video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Don't forget
It's 13 hours.
You can visit my website at tom-rogers.com. There's lots of stuff on there. I'm planning on doing a redesign there soon, so that should be fun. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.